do you think?
It's just crazy. It's like bringing the trip to reality. Like you're sitting in a room in a house for a month now, and then even a few weeks before that, we were without Goose, and so you start to like disassociate. Like, yeah, I know we did the trip, but like it doesn't. Just seeing him, like it was all real.
Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
Well, after many long anxiety-filled hours of traveling later, we had made it back to the States. Then, with one wet motorcycle ride, we made it to where we would be quarantining, and that is where you join us. After some much-needed sleep, of course. Okay, now you're good.
We got a package. This is super awesome. This guy reached out and asked, if we liked whiskey. Well, the answer is, of course, yes, and we missed it a lot while in South America. So, we're super stoked to have this sent to us. I've been keeping an eye out for it, I'll be honest. So, use my super cool Argentinian gaucho knife. It's apparently not that sharp. Oh, wow.
And hand sanitizer, how cool.
That's actually really smart. That's cool. Hand sanitizer from Mammoth, too. That's pretty awesome.
I'm so excited about this package.
Beautiful flask. Shelter Distilling. Oops. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is amazing. So cool. Thank you so much. We can't say thanks enough. This is going to be so awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Thank you. We're so excited for the whiskey. Can't wait to have some. It might be, noon-ish when we have some, which is like right now.
I think that's it, yeah. Like, how do you not have a sip? Wow, thanks, man. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Howdy. Might be a little echoey. We're both sick, too. But we wanted to do a little update. We have been hanging out in this beautiful house in this retirement community in quarantine, both sick. We're in San Clemente, California, and we just feel lucky that we've been able to have a place to sit in quarantine. You saw the video of us making it back into the U.S. and just all the surfaces we touched. We don't know if we have, corona or
there are so many
else.
people sick on the airplanes that I think no matter what, we would have gotten something.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is, but we're at least getting better. So.
Yeah. So at least we're feeling better, and we've just been working on videos, so we've been able to do 2 a week right now instead of the normal 1. Yeah. And shoot some new stuff and just talking about the trip and all that. Goose will arrive in about a week and a half to Houston, hopefully. And then hopefully we can fly there.
Yeah, we don't know. Everything's locked down right now. I mean, there's still flights and stuff, but we don't know if it's going to get more or less locked down. And so. Yeah.
So just figured we'd update. We've been just trying to, when I'm feeling better, I'm trying to start like running and doing something, and we're trying to.
Yeah, when we got here, we were feeling okay, so we were working out, and then for most of the time we were just out. So we're just starting to feel a little bit better.
Yeah. But it is so nice to just be stationary. Right now, we would have flown, I think, like just a couple of days ago. Or no, actually, no, it was like today. What day is it today? 28th? So yeah, just 2 days ago, we would have been flying home, which wouldn't have worked. All the traffic is pretty much stopped, except for like charter flights that the State Department's trying to set up for American citizens. So, man, we really are glad we switched our flights.
Yeah, we got lucky with we had planned, obviously, for a long time to put Goose on a ship when we did, so we were lucky that he was already not a concern because we didn't have to rush to get him anywhere or do anything with him, and then all we had to do was just change our plans forward 2 weeks, I think, 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, and so it worked out, but if you guys follow us on Instagram and if you're a patron and stuff, you already know what our plans are. But if you're watching this in line, we've been talking a bunch here, and our plans aren't changing from what we've been sort of, thinking about and talking about, which is to continue doing the trip and to continue traveling. But we've also talked about how we're going to do it in this economy and if can we cross borders. So we don't know what the future looks like, except we're going to work as much as we can this summer. Some of the events are already canceled. That we were going to work some private trainings I was going to do.
Yeah, so the future right now is a little, like the immediate future is a little bit up in the air as far as work and all that, so. But
we made the decision to probably sell one or both of the other vehicles, Tonto and Condor, the FJ40 and the 911. Probably not the best economy to be selling them in, but it's more the stress of knowing that there's these things that right now are worth something, and we have to pay to store them. We have to, all I can think about right now is all the little maintenance items I want to take care of on both of them to make sure they stay in top condition. And then if we're enjoying one of them and the engine goes or something happens, it becomes a big headache when you don't have a full-time job. So we're thinking that if we're committing to this traveling and we want to continue going around the world, we really need to downsize. And so we're going to try to downsize and let go of some stuff that to us is really, it's almost like family members. I know it probably is silly if you haven't ever felt connected to a mechanical thing, but I mean, the 911, right after we met, this one here encouraged me to buy that dream car, and we both laid under it in a carport all summer working on it and did our honeymoon in it, and camped out of it, and we've done road trips.
And it was always Tim's dream car from when he was a little kid, so it was like getting that car that you've always dreamed of.
Yeah, but I got to own my dream car, so that's okay. So I think that that's what we're going to try and do. But, you'll see. I don't know. Maybe we still have them because we couldn't sell them in this economy we're heading into from all this. But that's sort of the plan.
Yeah. So you'll be along for the ride to see how it goes. And
watch. Stay tuned to watch this dumpster fire.
All right, guys. Figured I'd give you a quick little update on the process of getting Goose back. So we are in quarantine, still just kind of waiting out when Goose is supposed to arrive. We've gotten the arrival notice, and so we are starting to figure out how to get Goose out. The research that we had done before we put Goose on a container seemed to say that you could just get a vehicle out by yourself, but we're finding out that that is no longer the case. In the U.S., you need a customs agent to get it through customs because you're not allowed to go in the port. So we are dealing with trying to find an agent, and it's become more complicated because for us, we're U.S. vehicle coming back to the U.S., but for the vehicle that we are sharing with, it's a Canadian vehicle and they're not U.S. citizens. So that's harder to get through customs. So we've talked to, Tim's been on the phone and emailing and all of that with, what do you think, like 5 different agents?
What?
You've been in contact with how many agents, do you think?
I think we're up to 8 so far.
8 agents. We've had a couple just say they can't help us with that, or even one said they can help us, but they can't help the Canadian truck. So anyways, we're in the midst of trying to figure all of that out, and it's stressful because of all the fees that can be incurred. We've also realized that the shipping agent in Montevideo, you guys saw it, we're a little worried about the whole organizational process, and it seemed a little haphazard on that side. So he didn't file some paperwork that was supposed to be filed before our shipping container even left Montevideo, but it hasn't been filed, and Goose is about to arrive in a few days. So hopefully we don't get fined for that, but we don't know yet because we still don't have a shipping agent for sure. We have a couple that seem to think they can help us, but they're not getting back to us very quickly. So yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking and stressful, and it's a lot more expensive than we expected it to be on this side, and a lot more complicated. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of information out there on this process, so we're kind of learning as we go, and even though we did quite a bit of research before we left, apparently still not enough. So that's the update for now.
Okay, so this is our fourth run
Yep.
to get groceries. We got my brother's motorcycle we borrowed, which has been awesome. Otherwise, we have no wheels to do anything or go anywhere. And we kind of overbought this time. I will say this is the biggest, but every ride she's had one bag. So she's on the back carrying these 2 bags filled to the brim with like eggs, vegetables, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, now you'll see how much we pull out of the saddlebags themselves.
We're
So
trying
here we
not to have to run to the store. Like,
Yeah.
hopefully this will be like 2 weeks worth of food at least, so we don't have to go to the store as often.
All right, that's one saddlebag empty. I think she got this one already, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Cool, so not too bad as you can see, but yeah, without those 2 bags those are our Guatemala bags, which have been amazing. My head's cut off. Amazing. And I cannot believe how long they've lasted. We bought them in that market going, well, they'll work for today. And then next month and the next month, and here we are 2 years later. Still,
Keep using them and they haven't fallen
and we
apart.
overload them every time, and they're made from like old tarps, so.
Hello.
Yes!
I showered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got a haircut from her.
Uh-huh.
Quarantine life. So, super excited that Goose got through customs. He's
Yes.
into the United States legally. That was our biggest concern. As we let you guys know before, the agent in Uruguay didn't do some things. Really nice guy there, but he just didn't know some things to do. And he think he would. Whatever, we won't get into it. But so we got a new agent, had to pay them as well. And then they solved the customs issues that we had from the other one.
Thank
And
goodness
he
we
is-
didn't get any fines.
No fines, no deep inspections. I think we had way too many bottles of wine in there. Sorry. And so we didn't have to get anything taken from us. The truck pulled apart, any of that. It's in a warehouse in Houston.
Yay!
And now we need to get that sucker to us in
Yeah,
California.
all of our flights to Houston have been canceled, so it's kind of hard to get out there. And then once you're out there, there's a possibility of needing to be quarantined. I think we could probably get around it, but also
Yeah.
it puts us at a lot of exposure
Yeah.
traveling too. So
I know we definitely don't want to like break the rules and give anybody coronavirus,
Yeah.
and we definitely don't want to also follow the rules and end up being in a 14-day quarantine in Texas. And then yeah, the flights were canceled anyways, so we didn't even know how we'd get there. So that whole situation became a mess. We fly in, if we could find a flight, get stuck in a hotel where it costs us a lot per night to sit for 14 days, maybe with Goose, maybe we have to wait to get him, and then do a cross-country drive. So we found a trucker, and he has been on a truck for the last 3 days,
yeah, I think
heading
so.
to California. So we're super
Woo!
stoked.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see Goose again
Yeah.
and sit in him and just like know
Can't we just
everything's
have all
okay.
our stuff
and,
too?
yeah,
Know he's
all of our
okay.
stuff.
Have our stuff. Start giving him a little like tune-up and just the stuff that's easily available. You know, parts. So easy to get
I know.
like filters.
I can't wait to
and-
vacuum.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
vacuumed Goose
yeah.
in 2 years.
I can't wait to
literally.
go to a coin-operated pressure washer.
Yes.
And just get under there, lay underneath it, and just know that where we're staying right now with family, we have a shower. So it doesn't matter how dirty you get. It doesn't like you're not trying to make it a week. You know,
Yeah.
you're just like lay under that thing, power wash them out, check everything, and put new spark plugs, stuff like that. So, but we'll
Yeah.
update you when we do that.
So we're super excited. Goose is on his way.
All right. Hello. Update. I have here on my phone a message from a buddy in Phoenix, Arizona, saying he just saw a goose on the I-10 heading west. So crazy small world that somebody spotted him.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping someone would, but you don't actually think it'll happen. And someone's like, "Is your truck maybe on a car hauler? I think I just saw it." What? So we know he's on the way. Like it's this whole process not being in control of your home has been
Not having all our
Tough.
stuff in kind of like an unknown amount of time. Like, how long is it going to take to get here? So, not that we need a lot of stuff, but it'll be nice to have like our French press and like
Yeah.
little stuff like that.
Totally. And that part's been like the sort of, I guess it's been hard, not really hard, but hard to
Yeah.
not have your stuff. But I've just been stressing about not having Goose and going, how much is it going to cost us? Reading somebody's report that in Houston, like customs fined him this much or required a secondary search and scan of the vehicle or the container and it cost him like $4,000. And you're going, what? Right now, while we get home and all the events are canceled from coronavirus, and then on top of that, we could have all these fees. So just knowing that, like,
like we said already before, but he's in the U.S., but then to be like, wait, he's even on the way, and we know the price of the trucker, so that's like fixed. I mean, it's costs that we weren't going to incur.
Yeah.
But if you factor in the flight and the hotels and all that, it almost adds up to the cost of trucking him. So $950 to get him from Houston to San Clemente.
Yep. So we talked to the trucker this morning.
Yeah.
And he is about 30 minutes away now, I think.
Yeah,
hopefully.
He came out the 10, went to Long Beach, and that's where he was. And he's like, I've got 2 hours left, I'm allowed to drive. Meaning, I think he meant like, truckers have to only drive a certain amount of hours before they have to take certain breaks or not drive till the next day. And so he had 2 hours, and I MapQuested it or whatever. I still say MapQuest. That's so old.
That makes you sound old.
I know. Hey, it's still an internet thing. But I mapped it on Google.
And then I printed it out.
And then I printed out MapQuest directions, and I faxed them to the driver. Shit. But it basically was an hour and 15 minutes. And so, he'll be fine to drive here. I don't know then what he does when he gets here, but not a problem. So we're waiting on Goose, literally like minutes. Hopefully we get a call from the trucker. It's been interesting.
It'll be so good to see him.
Yes.
Can't wait.
And we're not technically allowed to park in this 55 and older community on the street. So once we get him back, we also got an issue. We're going to air him down to like 2 PSI. I'll run on the rims if I have to, a couple of feet, and hopefully we can get him in the garage here. If not, we can get a permit for a few days, and then we don't know. We have to find a spot for Goose, or we just have to go back to living in them, which we could do, but the stores aren't even open yet. I mean, like supermarkets are open, but then like most formal camp areas aren't open, which we know plenty that aren't that, but we still don't want to be out there like breaking all the rules yet.
Yeah.
If it starts loosening in 2 weeks, then it's like perfect. Now let's go camping and exploring in Goose.
Yeah,
but right
it'd be
now,
awesome if we can just get him in the garage and we can clean him out and do all the little projects that we wanted to do.
Yes.
So that would be the best scenario. So soon we'll see Goose.
Yes.
And that's when you'll see us next.
Yep.
Just got the call. Goose is here.
Okay, sounds good. See you there.
He's there?
3 minutes. So I think
3
he's
minutes.
like on the freeway, but maybe just getting off the freeway right now, but pretty stoked. I just hope there's no new dents or anything, because it would be really hard at this point to undo anything.
I know. I can't
All
wait
right.
to see him.
So, let's take the motorcycle back.
There he is. I'm so excited. What do you think?
It's just crazy. It's like bringing the trip to reality. Like you're sitting in a room in a house for a month now, and then even a few weeks before that, we're without Goose, and so you start to like disassociate. Like, yeah, I know we did the trip, but like it doesn't. Just seeing him, like it was all real. Let's go. Yeah, we thought we were going to be flying again and bring it up.
I'm in Goose. I'm the first one to get to drive him because we have the motorcycle. So Tim's taking the big honkin' motorcycle, and I get to take Goose home. Pretty excited. I'm like shaking. I don't know. It was like so exciting and so nerve-wracking, and like, yeah, I'm just... Oh, it feels so good to be back in Goose! He even smells good. He doesn't smell bad. Alright, so first stop, Goose is gonna get a bath.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's open.
I know, right? You figure, because it's really just the sprayer and the brush piece that you'd have to clean your hands off or clean it off. So you hope it's open, but
We don't know.
yeah.
Time for Goose to get a bath.
listening for any weird noises. How you doing there, little goose? It's like there's so much junk in here. It's just crazy. You know, here where you're at home, it's so easy to think like, oh, that little thing, we can grab another one of those in an Ace Hardware, and you can toss away something in the trash. Yeah.
It's a tight fit. And we had to air down a little bit and take the Max tracks off the roof. But he's inside. Yay! So we washed him off at like a coin-operated car wash. And it's very clear that we still need to wash him again because he's very dirty still. But for today, I'm just pulling all of the bedding and everything that I can wash in a washing machine out of there. So that's my goal for this afternoon. Okay, so we're starting to do projects, clean out Goose.
Day 2 of having Goose home. So we're doing plugs, wires, cap, rotor, clean the air filter, clean the tuna can, little catch can underneath the air filter, and I think a fuel, did I say fuel filter?
I don't remember.
Now I'm going to say fuel filter. I meant air filter on all the previous filters, and then a fuel filter as well. I think we're pretty good then.
And I'm just working to sort through and clean out the inside. Check it out, I took the first seat covers off. I'm gonna turn my light on. It's like a layer of sand.
All right. So we are waxing Goose for the second time. Waxing my brother's motorcycle and washing it just because he's been nice enough to let us borrow it. So we're trying to take good care of it. And we did a tune-up on Goose, plugs, wires, cap, rotor, fuel filter. What else? We got a new brake line, the one that we had bent up for us in Salta, northern Argentina. Started leaking the day we left there. Had them refix it. You know, 5-6 days later. They just didn't know. The kid doing it didn't know how to flare the ends of the brake line. No big deal. But good old AutoZone here, you just pick up one for this thread, the right length, and I can bend it up. So I got to do that still.
I've been cleaning the interior of Goose and then pulling everything out and just trying to sort through what we want, what we don't, and cleaning everything off.
She's been cleaning so much though, like all the seat covers, all the canvas covers for the bed, the bench seat, everything that's made out of fabric. She's been washing and putting back in, and then all these little nooks and crannies within the truck. You know, you're always getting sand and dust and dirt down in them, but we haven't had a proper place or even a vacuum. Mm-mm. There's just no coin-operated vacuum type places. Yeah. And, you know, Airbnbs we stayed at, no one's got a shop vac, you know, sitting there for a tenant to use. So everything's being cleaned almost for the first time in some respects.
Yeah, I mean, we're waiting to get the shocks back.
We have so waiting to get the shocks back. They're in San Diego. We're in San Clemente, so like an hour 10 away, hour 15. So yeah, lots of little projects, and we're just hanging out here in this 55 and older community, and they're being very nice and tolerant. We're getting some funny looks, and I'm sure some people have called.
Keeping everything in the garage so we don't upset anyone.
I'm gonna get back to it. It's not bad by Arizona standards, 85. So
yeah, just more humid.
Yeah, way humid because we're near the beach, but you know, what a problem to have. Although we haven't seen the beach since we've been in California, except one time on our way to AutoZone because it's closed right now. And I think they opened it yesterday, and it looked like a Saturday in the middle of summer, but which is sort of weird in the middle of this coronavirus. But I don't know, I'm hoping we get to go to the beach, go down to the harbor and kayak, something fun. But this isn't really the time for it, so let's get back to work.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'm so glad Goose made it home safe and sound. Join us in the next episode as we catch you up on what we spent the rest of 2020 doing. Then you'll be all ready to come along on our more current adventures. And we promise we won't get so far behind this time. See you then. Attempt to get out of where we slept last night.
Goodbye. All right.
Groceries are done.
All right, and then we'll go back out again in a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.